Learn about the indie artist from the indie artist.
Well, I'm Janaki. I'm an artist.
Well, my name is Lauren, as you already said. I am a singer-songwriter.
So I'm all Pems. I originally come from the Caribbean, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
My name is Brian Doucette. I'm an East Coast Canadian rocker.
And then I found myself in Las Vegas, where I'm at currently, for dancing for Cirque du Soleil with my own solo
But
stuff.
also learn from music industry professionals.
I'm a music producer. I've been producing professionally for about 14 years. I have worked with a couple people in the industry, Grammy nominated Trev Rich, Nisha from 702.
After I got my deal with Universal Music, after the Alicia Keys and Gunna record and many others that I've done, and then Alicia Keys was the #1 adult R&B song of the year.
I asked the questions.
That's a great question.
Yeah, it's a good question.
That is a good question.
Wow. I love all these questions. These are great. Like most of the questions that I get are like, tell me about Justin Bieber. It's like...
Indie Artist Music Hustle is for the indie artists, their fans, industry professionals, and the music lover. Subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, or the podcast on Apple, Spotify, Pandora, or Blonde Intelligence Facebook page. Don't forget to add me to your playlist. Bye.
It's been really fun, especially talking to someone across the pond. That's cool.
Welcome to this week's Blonde Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Roni, and I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. And I am going to talk about the way that women talk to men. And not just normal conversation. I'm going to say when in a toxic relationship. And I know sometimes women go off on men because they deserve it in the way that they act. But I just want to talk a little bit about how we talk to men and how kids see it. Because I remember this little girl was, because kids mimic what they see. And this little girl was talking to her daddy and she was clapping her hands, talking about, you don't love me. I know you don't love me. And I was like, now where did she get that behavior from? And is this something that she's seeing for real, that we're laughing about and we're normalizing it or what? But I was talking to a friend and she had recently started dating a man. And I'm not going to go into the specifics, but I'm going to say they were dating for less than a month. And she felt that he started acting differently with her. And she was asking him, is anything wrong? Is the newness wearing off? What is it? Sometimes men don't talk. So she got a little upset that she wasn't getting the answers that she wanted. And she just got angry. And she went off on this man and told him he was a fuck boy, that he was a bitch, that he should have had a vagina. I mean, just went like all the way kind of left. And so my question was, why did you talk to that man like that? Because he didn't talk to you like that. And although he may have been doing things that you didn't like, what gives you the right to speak to him like that? And she was like, well, I was upset. I said, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but who are you? I said, he didn't speak to you like that. I said, and the relationship was so new that you could have just walked away. You didn't even have to express anything because it was new. Because I would have been like, oh, you don't want to talk to me? Instead of trying to reach out to you and you don't want to talk, you acting different. Hey, let me move my ass because I don't never kiss your ass to get along with your face. And I leave it at that. You left me on red, I leave you on red too. And we ain't got to speak no more. But you treat people cordially where even if you have to be nice, nasty and be like, hi, how are you? I'm doing fine. And I was telling her, I said, I have a homegirl. I said she was with this dude and he was being manipulative. And he would always throw his kids up because he knew that that was her soft spot. And he would be like, well, what about my kids? And she told him the last time, she said, I want you to get all your kids, because I think he had like 5 or 6 kids. Get all your kids, and y'all go to Walmart and go to the deli, and I want you to let them lick their fingers and eat air sandwiches. And it was like, you told him that? She was like, yeah, because I don't care anymore. So I just feel like that if you have been in a relationship with someone for a time, yeah, you might get angry and go off. And it might be that I curse at you while I'm going off. I'm tired of your MFing ass. Every time I look around, I got to say such and such and such and such. And your ass always blah, 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 blah. That is totally different than calling somebody out their name, telling them they should have had a vagina, and all this kind of stuff like that. I think it comes to a point where you get real disrespectful. And then, I kind of like side-eye men who will argue with women because, I guess looking at me, I'm not finna argue with you. I might tell you what I have to tell you. I'm not going to tell you too many times. And if I have to cuss you out, I'm never going to hit below the belt. Whereas if we see each other again and we may want to speak, or I done calm down, that we're at a place where we cannot speak because I have disrespected you so bad. Now, if you disrespect me, you done show signs of that disrespect before it gets to you even saying anything like that to me, and I'm out the door anyway. But then I think about Lil Scrappy. Lil Scrappy is one of the type of men that'll argue with women and won't shut up. I ain't gonna say who, but somebody in my family is like that. And I know that makes the woman want to call them out their name because you arguing like a woman. But I just thought about women who would disrespect the man. So, I done a little, let me see what's going on. It says, when a woman frequently goes off on a man early in a relationship, it is typically a sign of poor conflict resolution, unresolved trauma, or a severe values mismatch. Instead of navigating early stage friction with healthy communication, these intense, disproportionate reactions often mask personal triggers. Navigating these explosive reactions requires understanding their psychological roots and setting firm boundaries. So I was dating a man one time, and I felt that he was so manipulative. And it's like, I see you, but I'm going to see what all you think you're going to do. I'm just, and I'm a Leo, so I keep a little check of what you do. Do I forgive you for this? Did you make this right? Did you try to gloss over this? And if you didn't address it straight on and you let it snowball into something else, you might think that I'm treating you cold because I might not talk to you. But anyway, this dude said something to me that I didn't like. I said, we really don't have a reason to talk anymore. And I don't think that he understood what I was saying. And I was like, is there anything that you want? I just want my tax information. Cool. I said, sure. And then I blocked his ass. And we're never going to talk again ever in fucking life because you didn't know how to talk to the queen. And then you thought that you was going to get over on me and that I was going to stay around and take your bullshit. Well, I'm not. So then I moved into the next little soiree with another guy, and I could see signs of, and it wasn't carrying baggage because I let it go, signs of, oh, you don't come through when you say you're going to come through. Oh, if I tell you that you hurt me and you don't do nothing to fix it, then why am I going to be around? And I don't think that men understand that the faster that women pick up on your bullshit, the faster your ass going to be gone. And I like my peace. I'm not going to let anything disturb my peace. So I'm not finna cuss you out. I may raise my voice at you 1 or 2 times. But after that, we're not finna have that either because you're disturbing my peace. So I just wondered about the reasons why women will go off on a man early in a relationship when they always have the choice to just walk away. Some people call it ghosting. I call it that I'm not going to kiss your ass to get along with your face and I'll be out of there. But I just wonder, especially men, what are your thoughts on women who will go off on you? And I mean, like, totally disrespect you, like telling you are a vagina. I just, just wonder about that. And do women recognize that it could be past traumas that is causing them to go off like that? But anyway, that's all I have for today. A little brief, short. Let's talk about it. But anyway, like I said, I'll see you next week. Bye.
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast. Girl, everybody has a podcast these days. But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. Really? Where can I find it? It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media, and on rpentradio.com. What'd you say it was called again? It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out. Give it a check, girl.